There are women who have Nobel Prizes in chemistry. There are women who got Nobel Prizes in medicine. But physics, as I said, over 100 years, from 1901 to 1999, there were only 3. But women in physics is completely different. It's a lot of work for you to achieve certain standards in physics. And many a time, those whom you are working with, who are male, they don't realize that you are not their secretary. And many people are not aware of that kind of a burden. Another burden that I know better is that you cannot become pregnant in certain research areas because of radiation effects. Hey, I have the students, the lady students, they are really not doing well because they are being pressurized by cultural issues. You are not married. How old are you? You are not married.
Yeah.
You don't have a child. How old are you? You know all those stories.
Yeah.
Because I saw a woman coming to the conference carrying her baby and not at the back, in the pram. And I said, wow, we need to make such facilities. So it's one of the requirements to help women in physics to go up. We must have crashes around the research centers.
Yeah. You already know, guys, that this is SA Science Spotlight, and as we have shared the exciting news earlier on that we are the official media partner of the SAIP 2025 conference, and we have told you that we're going to be covering a lot of experts in the field, and one of the experts today that we have is a special lady called Prof Mmantsae Diale, and she is a physicist and a very distinguished, prominent figure who has been fighting for women's rights and gender equality in the space of science. And she's the founder of WiPiSA, which is called Women in Science. And she has done so many work with her physics work in terms of semiconductors and solar cells materials. And today we have none other than Prof Diale. Welcome. Thank you so much for being with us, Prof Diale.
Thank you.
How is the conference so far?
The conference has started with winter school. And so they are busy right now with winter school.
Yeah.
Every SAIP conference starts with a winter school, meaning that it's allowing people who are not specialized in a certain area that they be able to come into this class and be taught what is there. That maybe in their universities they don't teach that. An example right now is that there's a photonics group that is teaching there. There is particle nuclear physics that is going on with the school. So those are very important topics that are being presented. And usually you take advantage of international visitors that are presenting here, and you make them to teach those specialized courses.
That's nice. So, Prof, you started WiPiSA, which is Women in Science, over 2 decades ago. And can you please tell us what was the inspiration behind you starting WiPiSA, and what were the challenges that women were facing back then?
We started Women in Physics in 2005 as a celebration for the World Year of Physics. So the World Year of Physics is being generated by the International Union of Pure and Applied Physics and the UNESCO, saying that if you look at the whole world, since 1901, there are too many people who got Nobel Prizes. But amongst them, having all those men who have received Nobel Prizes in physics, you find that there are very few women in there. When we say few here, we mean really few.
No, that's true.
In 2005, we had Marie Curie, we have Lisa Meitner, we have Maria Goppert Mayer. After so many years, over 100 years. So that information or that information of let us pursue women in physics was was after a professor from France, Martial Ducloy, said this thing that we need to look at how to advance women in physics from this IUPAP, International Union of Pure and Applied Physics. And then they started a committee it was the General Assembly of IUPAP in Atlanta, USA, and then they generated a committee chaired by Marcia Barbosa from Brazil, and there were also other women who with her, like Professor Catland. They were all there together, Beverly Hatland, and they carried this project. And the reason for that was that they must come back to report to the next General Assembly on the issues that affect women in physics, that we don't see women in physics becoming Nobel Prize winners. And that's a big one. You know, there are women who have Nobel Prizes in chemistry. There are women who got Nobel Prizes in medicine. But physics, as I said, over 100 years, from 1901 to 1999, there were only 3.
Wow.
Then now we have 2 more that came very recently. Yeah.
All right, that's such a milestone, in fact. So during those times, they were supposed to report back on the challenges that women were facing. Can you please just highlight quite just a few number of those challenges that women in physics were facing at the particular time, or even if it can be in the space of science in general?
Women in physics are facing a different environment. The environment is such that they are working very late in the lab. They are not protected. They are doing a lot of work. But someone will say to me, but also other women in science go through that. But women in physics is completely different. It's a lot of work for you to achieve certain standards in physics. And many a time, those whom you are working with, who are male, they don't realize that you are not their secretary.
Yeah. Okay.
It may be that they start seeing you like a secretary, someone who must make tea for others. And I encourage all women, don't be a secretary. Yeah, refuse to be a secretary, making tea for other people. If men are there and they want tea, they must make it. So those are some of the challenges. We were speaking about the glass ceiling. You know what is glass ceiling? That it's difficult for you to go through, but you can see that I can go through. But it's very difficult for you to be able to go through. So we needed a body in International Union of Pure and Applied Physics that will address issues like why so few. And we also have a publication which we say, which was researched and published, that why so few women in physics, and highlighting the barriers that women in physics come across. So as we look at some of those barriers, it will affect also all women. Example is that women do get pregnant. And during that time, you are laying off your work so that you can raise the child. And many people are not aware of that kind of a burden. Another burden that I know better is that you cannot become pregnant in certain research areas because of radiation effects.
Oh, okay.
You get that?
Yeah.
So, like, you know, I like to hear doctors saying that they do X-ray. They say, go to X-ray. It belongs to physics.
Yeah.
And its real name is X-ray diffraction spectroscopy. So there are, and even nuclear research areas. If you are pregnant, you can affect the child with this radiation in those areas.
All right, it sounds like it's quite a number of challenges, and from everything else that you have said, and probably there's much more that we'll unpack as time goes by. But now you start in 2005, today is 2025. Over this period, what are some of the key milestones that WiPiSA has been able to achieve, and what are some of the achievements that really stands out for you with WiPiSA?
What really stands out for me is that when we started, the stats were very low. When I tried to put together the number of women with PhDs that time, no, it was very little. Maybe less than 10.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, something like that. And even those who had masters were very few. And women were scared to continue with physics. Like, now I'm going to end up being a lecturer, you know, as if that's a low-class profession.
Yeah.
Actually, for me, that's the highest profession. And so there were very, very few. Then what happened is that at the end, we were able to launch Women in Physics in 2005 as a celebration by the Department of Science and Innovation for Women in Physics project. That's what their milestone.
Yeah.
And they gave us some money to first do a workshop to check how are we going to present our launch of Women in Physics. And I knew nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, I knew nothing. And, you know, the government wanted me to lead it.
To head it, yeah.
I was one of the, actually I was the first one. First black woman. I hate the first black syndrome. You remember?
If you don't deliver exclusive content, this is what is exclusive. Okay.
That's my lady. Okay. So, Women in Physics was launched in 2005
Yes, Prof.
as a project of the Department of Science and Innovation under the leadership of Professor Musibuji Mangena. And we launched it at Blue Waters Hotel in Durban, and there were people who were together helping us, like Kevin Gavenda, who is now the head of OAD, Organization of Development of Astronomy in the world, but is housed there in South Africa. And then what went on that day, we were able to deliver beautiful things. I did not really know that it will be such a success, but it was an extreme success because many people who came to that conference continued to do further degrees in physics. And some few milestones that you want to know is that we put together a list of important issues that we can address. There were too many. So you have to choose from such a big number.
Yes.
One of those that we chose was to address how to attract women in physics from undergraduate, that they want to continue with physics. For those who are teaching at Meduns, you can understand I come from the old school of thought.
Yeah.
Everyone who goes to that university, they want to be a medical doctor. They just don't want to do physics. But then they end up liking physics. When they sit there and like physics, so we know that we have achieved very big.
That's a milestone.
It's a big milestone.
Yes.
So as the years goes by, from 2005, we started increasing the number of women who are doing work in physics. I must say the University of Limpopo, under the leadership of Professor Putingwepe, became this great leader. I remember he used to call me and say, hey, I have the students, the lady students, they are really not doing well because they are being pressurized by cultural issues. You are not married. How old are you? You are not married.
Yeah.
Oh. You don't have a child. How old are you? You know those stories.
Yeah.
But this is one of the milestones. So we focused on attracting girls into physics. We went into schools and attracted girls into physics. So in these 20 years, because of those programs of attracting girls in physics, we were able to do a great job. The other one that we have done to attract girls in physics was when women come to the university and they are doing honors. We started doing what we call WiPiSA lunches. It's every university must apply for money from the South African Institute of Physics office so that they can have a lunch, invite a speaker, a local person who'll come and speak at that lunch to encourage women to continue with physics. So that is some of those that we have attracted, we have done. And the big one that I really like is that now when we look back, we have got so many women who have come into physics. And with physics, what I really like is that they have taken the leadership. For example, right now we have a very passionate young leader in women in physics, Dr. Katekani Shingage, who really is passionate about what she's doing. And then I'll tell you about Dr. Katekani because I really like her a lot.
Okay.
She was working somewhere and she was very angry that she's not getting a permanent job.
Yeah.
And she phones me and says, "Where are you?" I say, "In my office." She says, "I'm coming now." No appointment. But if you want young people to grow, you must limit the appointments that you want them to come and see you. So she comes and we talk. And after our talk, it was like God opened a big door. She got a very good job at Mintech. And now another big door has opened. She's a lecturer at Wits.
Okay, that's
That's an agreement. That's
a great achievement.
That's an achievement. You know, Wits is one of the top universities of South Africa. So for you to get a position at Wits, wow, it means you are good. It means you are good. And I hope she is going to continue to become the professor very soon.
Love it. So, Prof, tell me, just in closing, with everything from the challenges and the milestones that you were able to achieve with WiPiSA, do you think that has been the outlook on physics by women themselves and by the general public, has it changed towards engaging or committing more in physics careers and professions? Do you think that the idea and the behavior and the outlook of it has changed?
It has changed a lot. You know, in the US, as an example, because I've studied also there, is that sometimes you cannot tell the difference between a PhD in physics and an engineer. Because they are really working towards the same goal. And then here in South Africa, women in physics the number of women in physics has grown very big. I'll be presenting a talk tomorrow at 12:10, and it is about what we have achieved in the form of a PowerPoint where people can have a look at what we have done. So what we have achieved thus far, you look at the outlook, many people want to do physics.
Love it.
Many of them.
Love it.
And we have got a good number of those who are doing masters, honors, PhDs in physics. And we want to thank the National Research Foundation for going on with a program, a policy that they would prioritize funding women in both the bursaries and the researchers. So we are so happy with women in physics thus far. So I call it the journey. Let me tell you a little bit about this journey. After we have launched Women in Physics in South Africa here in 2005, I actually was one of the 3 people who attended Women in Physics first conference in the world, in France, in Paris. And let me tell you, when I came back from there, oh my, I was so encouraged. I was so happy that I have gone to this place. Because I saw a woman coming to the conference carrying her baby and not at the back, in the pram. And I said, wow, we need to make such facilities. So it's one of the requirements to help women in physics to go up. We must have crashes around the research centers.
Yeah.
And we must also have, you know, for example, you can bring your child to your office and with your nanny. Yeah, and taking care whilst you're going to class.
But I
to
love
teach.
that, because I feel like the idea is to create support around women, and not just specifically academic support, but everything, all the kind of support they can get in their to be able to excel in their professional and career space. So thank you so much for joining us, Prof. It's always a pleasure having you around, and it's always nice talking to you.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you so much.